welcome to Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 42. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I am Breeeeeg, your fellow host.
So, I've run into a problem with my YouTube uploads. It's been a couple different ones now, where they have limited access in both Belarus and Russia because of a copyright strike on a song by Phil Collins. Now, there's no music in my YouTube VODs whatsoever. I don't know why Belarus and Russia think I'm Phil Collins or think I sound like Phil Collins, but they are deprived of my YouTube content because of it.
All of the videos?
Not all of it. It's only happened like 2 or 3 times, but it's like a couple different times where I'll just get like a random copyright claim. Belarus, Russia. And it's usually for Phil Collins, one of his songs. I don't know.
I think you're just trying to cover your tracks. Phil Jones, or whatever your real name is.
I'm Phil Collins in disguise.
Phil Jones. Is he Phil Collins, I feel like I know that name.
In the Air Tonight. He also did the Tarzan soundtrack. Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah. Did he do video game soundtracks?
I don't think so. He might have done something for Kojima.
Maybe there's just something about your voice that when you say certain things, it is the exact same waveform as a Phil Collins song. Did it even tell you what song?
One of them was In the Air Tonight. No, I don't remember the other ones.
I would love to scour the video and see if we could find what they're confusing for Phil Collins.
Yeah, it's just like random clips of me talking. So I remember I check it every time. It tells you like the exact timestamp that it wants to bleep out or like that I should fix. And I'm like, I don't know. It'll just be like a random of me speaking. I'm like, why do they think like, does that just really sound like Phil Collins? I don't know. Maybe I don't have the ear. Maybe I'm just not a Phil Collins head. I don't know.
Is he dead?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you're not him reborn. But even then, like, you should be allowed to. If that were the case, you should be allowed to use it in
even if I somehow
videos.
space jammed away his magical singing powers, I think I should be allowed. Like, what are they going to do about it? Belarus and Russia. Come on.
Is he doing this personally? You think?
That's a good question. Why is he only limiting it in Belarus and Russia?
We should find him. We should get him on the show. Interrogate him.
Ask him. Hey, Phil. What's going on out there?
I mean, if anyone's going to recognize what it is, it's probably him, right?
He would know. He is like the Phil Collins head.
Yeah.
I wonder, how much are like musicians a fan of their own music?
There was a whole Aziz Ansari bit where Kanye invited him over to his place, and he went to Kanye's place, and Kanye was sitting there in the living room listening to his own album.
No, well, it's Kanye West.
Yeah, they made it a point about Kanye West, I think there's plenty of artists that listen to like different genres than what they make.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the guys I heard like years ago that the guys in the Story So Far really like hip hop, and they do not make hip hop.
No. I remember Tom Morello really liked bluegrass and stuff. He went and he's the guitarist for Rage Against the Machine. He went and toured with bluegrass bands afterwards. I think he might still be doing that.
I think musicians definitely are fans of their own music, like obviously, but like even the act of listening to it is different than us listening to it. We didn't write it. It's like reading your own book, like
true.
You like it, but you kind of know what's going on in there. It's more of like a self-absorbed thing, not giving any connotation to that. Because I definitely listen to songs that I've written and been like, yeah, I like when I did that.
Sure.
And I did that on purpose.
Right.
I know all the details.
It worked exactly as I wanted it to work.
And sometimes you actually end up almost like discovering things about the music that you didn't even realize when you wrote it, which is really fun. I think that gives credence to the whole idea of like, you can't, like, no matter how much you want to like have control over like every little single thing in like something that you produce, there's things that just sort of come up naturally, like from being a human, decisions that you aren't even ever going to consciously make that ended up in there, being created. I think it's neat.
That is. That is pretty deep. It's a pretty deep start to the podcast. We're only like 10 minutes in. You're really kind of trying to blow my mind.
So, I've been really into this. Speaking of music, I've been really into this song by Sexy Red and Bruno Mars called Fat, Juicy, and Wet.
All right, going back to the old blue collar like that.
Now,
I can. This is more my brow.
I am. Yeah, I'm satisfied with my sexual experiences in my life. I'm assuming you are as well.
Sure, yeah. Is that what this song is about? Just sexual experiences?
Well, it's about them fucking, kind of, you know. I don't know if they did in real life.
Oh.
It is just a song. But the first line, straight out of the gate, Bruno Mars, fat, juicy, and wet. I don't even gang bang, pussy so good, make me throw up a set. So, gangbang in this context just means being a gang member.
Right.
And throwing up a set means to flash a gang sign.
Sure.
Pussy so good, make me throw up a set. I haven't done that.
I'm
I'm satisfied with what I have, but like
I haven't been seized into like my fingers being crippled into a potential gang sign. Is that what he's going for?
Yeah. Are we missing something?
I don't know. I don't think I want to nut so hard that I seize. I think that's like probably not a good thing. Probably a health
What if it's
issue.
not like seizing? What if it's just like you just so inspired? You know, it's welling up inside you. I just have to do a gang sign right now. In the privacy of this room with only two people and probably the lights out. I haven't had that experience.
I feel like that's you're risking a Hulk Hogan move right there. Someone gets that on video, you're done for, bud.
I mean, I don't know how good he was feeling during that. Like, maybe it's a forbidden fruit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's not like illegal to throw up gang signs or things like that. Especially, it's just like it's probably something dangerous more than anything, but it's not like offensive. I'd say overtly.
Yeah. But he's not even in a gang. Right? He's just doing it. It's just like, damn, this rules.
I don't think we're missing out on it though, because it's like, because if that's like what he thinks like his rules, like, oh, this rule's so hard, I'm gonna do a gang sign. I feel like maybe he's got his priorities misaligned. Mm-hmm. I don't know, because he's already on like the top of the world. Why does he want to go also be in a gangbanger? Like, and
he doesn't. It's just the pussy's that good, and I don't even think Sexy Red is gang affiliated. Like, I have no evidence for or against it, but like.
Why are we talking about gang affiliations? I don't think we're very qualified to do things like this.
I'm just, well, like, if neither of them are affiliated either, it's just sort of weird, right? A gang sign to come out. And the one that I always imagine is that the blood one, the most complicated one.
Do that while you nut, just... No, maybe. I don't think I would ever want to do that. I've ever needed to do that. I think I'm good without that.
If it ever happens, though, you have to let me know.
Why? It'll never be in the back of my
reality.
Mind. It's never during sex am I going to be thinking about gang signs and be like, oh man, this might be the one.
Well, how do we know that he was thinking about it beforehand?
I might have to get my fingers ready here.
Something overcomes you. You just have to do it. It's that good.
I don't think I'm on the same wavelength as Bruno Mars. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Me neither. But, yeah, you know.
Speaking of not being on the same wavelength, I went to Menards to get some more set lighting. And when I went there, you know, I don't go to this Menards very often. Just kind of walk in and generally go to the right. And I'm kind of looking around and, of course, get approached by an employee like, oh, you looking for something? I'm like, yeah, you know, looking for work lights. This is for indoor lighting especially. He's like, oh. Well, believe it or not, lights are over in the electrical section. She's like, I could thank you. I didn't even have time to like process like the amount of sarcasm or bullshit he was trying to throw. I was like, thank you. And I just kept walking away. It's like, what the fuck was that? You're going to work at Menards and you're just going to pull some shit like that on me? Like, just tell me where the lights are, man. Point. I don't even need to hear a word from you if that's what you're going to say. Shit.
Not even an aisle number?
No, he's just like, believe it or not, they're electrical. I was like, thanks. I'll just go find it.
I do believe it.
Yeah,
actually.
I do believe it.
That's what I'm looking for.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, no, I found electrical. Once I realized that's where it was pretty easy to find because they have like all the big hanging light fixtures, so it was around there somewhere.
Once you realized, so you didn't know.
Well, I mean,
so he was being helpful.
I figured I just didn't want to like go around looking everywhere. I didn't know if it was going to be like near the painting supplies because they're painting lights, some deals. So I didn't know. So I didn't want to like start my search in the wrong place. So yeah, once I realized where to start my search, yeah, I found it pretty quick.
Fair enough. I went up and asked for the auto section last time I was at a hardware store, and they said, like, cars? Yes, we're getting closer.
yeah, like the vroom vroom, the beep beeps, you know.
No sarcasm. At least I don't think so. No, they were in the painting aisle, so maybe it was...
Do you mean like cars or like tools, like automatic tools? Maybe that's what they're... I don't know. Couldn't tell you. What else would auto mean? Besides cars.
Robots?
You have a robot section at the hardware store?
No. But, damn. You know, maybe you were looking for it. We don't know that. We work in the paint department.
If you're looking for robots, you're in the wrong place. Sorry. You just got to get that out of the way. We get a lot of robot questions here.
Yeah. You ever pick up paint from a hardware store, I'm assuming?
I've not, no.
Really? Well, something I find really neat about what they got there, at least at the Home Depot, is that you can take in a chip of paint, and then they'll put it underneath this like laser thing, and then it'll be a paint that's connected to a paint mixer, and it'll try and match that paint directly.
Right, it'll like literally do what like paint tools do, where you can just grab the like dropper. Pretty cool.
I think it's just neat to like have to like take a sample in, you know.
Right. Piece of drywall.
That was after the party at one of my old places where we ended up with 3 holes in our wall.
Nice.
The first one, there was some dude that was really mad. This was like, you know, at that one place just by the school. And so we had quite a few parties, and you know, we didn't always know everyone that was there really well. This guy came in, he got mad about something, he ended up like punching a hole in the wall, and you know, one of my roommates was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you know, we have a security deposit and stuff like that.
Right.
Made him give him all the money in his wallet at that point in time and clean some of our dishes
while
he recorded.
Damn.
I was like, oh wow, it was pretty vindictive, but
fucking held him up.
Like, he punched a hole in our wall.
I mean, yeah, but damn, I'm surprised the guy who punched a hole in the wall didn't put up more of a fight. He basically just got robbed in response.
Yeah, nobody had a weapon.
I can't. Yeah,
you're a dick.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised he wasn't more of a dick. It seems like he was actually kind of remorseful afterwards. I guess good on him.
He like locked himself in the bathroom for like 20 minutes after that. Before he came out, like he punched a hole in the wall, went to the bathroom. 20 minutes later, comes out, gets scolded, gives up the money, cleans the dishes.
Damn.
Then his friend was talking to, like, this was like another like 20 minutes later, and his friend was like talking to the same guy and trying to convince him to like let him stay or like come back to a later party. Like, no man, like, you're really sorry about this, and you know, he was trying to kick him out. And then my friend that I invited comes down and just says, unaware of this other situation because it was 2 floors,
right?
And is like, Brendan, I just put a hole in your wall. I just walked, I grabbed her and I just took her upstairs, and I can hear this guy as I'm walking upstairs like, what the fuck? Why could she do it?
Why could she do it? No. Literally as that same guy.
Yeah, it wasn't the guy that put the hole in the wall. It was that guy's friend, but still.
That's hilarious, though. What timing. Oh, but she's allowed?
So we go upstairs. I assess the situation. This was actually a worse hole, but, you know,
damn.
we knew her. This wasn't like a thing out of malice. This was you know how you can like hold yourself up, you know, with like 2 close by walls, like, you know, stick your feet against the wall and like your butt, and like you lift yourself up however tall you are off the ground.
Sure, yeah.
She was just wearing heels.
Oh, and she just put like 2 small holes at the bottom. Oh, okay.
Hole, just one.
Dang.
And then about like an hour or 2 later, another one of my roommates was just like, well, got 2 holes in the wall. So that's number 3.
Okay, I guess it didn't get any worse. It only got marginally worse from there, so That's
You're like, I want to put a hole in the wall. Seems like it was fun.
Yeah,
if there's any time to do it.
right. I was gonna say you're already fixing 2 holes in the wall. Fixing 3, like fixing 1 hole, like that's annoying because you went from 0 to 1. Fixing 2, also more annoying because now you've doubled the work. From 2 to 3, the percent increase has now gone down.
Much lower.
Yeah, no,
well, this was
it's
the worst hole by far. Like the first one, the first guy that got kicked out, that was like a little dent.
Jesus
So
Christ.
sorry, dude.
The one that got kicked out did the least damage of them all.
Yeah, and then ended up having to pay like $80.
$80 in dishes. Got fucking held up for all the money in his wallet and had to do dishes. Like he fucking didn't meet the bill at a restaurant.
But I actually wasn't paying rent there. I was contributing to the place in a lot of other ways. Like, we would have the party and I would buy the keg.
Oh,
right. Or I'd like take a good portion of the cost of the keg with like some of the guys and set some other stuff up.
Sure.
I'd cook I try and cook like really big meals and then share that with everyone. And I would fix the wall. So I did do the chip thing and I went back and I got it. And I brought it back and then I patched up the wall and I painted it and it was slightly off. And that pissed me off because why do we have the fucking laser and everything do that? I should have just tried to find an old can or something lying around.
Yeah, no, I've heard so many stories of like painters that literally use that tool and then come to match it and they'll like try to get something off white and it turns like piss yellow and they're like, oh no, it's the lighting or something, especially for like bathrooms, and then they're just like, no, it's tinted yellow.
It's right next to the other one.
Right. It's like a one wall next to the other one and I could tell it's different.
Mm-hmm. It can also be a thing like in reverse where you kept the bucket of paint, so like what color was painted on the walls, but it took so long for you to need to like repaint or anything that the fresh paint is a different color than the slightly weathered paint on the walls. Especially if you're like living with a smoker, like an indoor smoker or something like that, changes the color of the walls.
That makes sense, yeah. But it makes sense if it like went more yellow. Like if you're trying to go back to white, it shouldn't be more yellow.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't.
Yeah,
be...
that paint machine just fucked up
right.
in a different way entirely.
Maybe the lighting in that guy's paint machine office was fucked.
That apartment as well ended up changing hands between like 3 different property management companies while they were living there.
Oh shit.
And
that's got to be hell on a fucking lease. You have to like re-sign it. You had to re-sign the lease every time.
I was
that
never
happens?
on the lease.
Oh,
but I did install a door on that separated the upstairs living room from the rest of the apartment. So the downstairs living room was the living room because this was 2 different apartments, and we just sort of made it into one contiguous thing because we were all friends.
Right.
So the downstairs living room was living room. The upstairs living room was my bedroom because I installed a door.
I remember, yeah, you basically put like a partial wall too, because it was like only like one of those basically doorways that is to a hallway. So yeah.
Yeah, you can buy just a panel drywall, a small one. We used that.
Wow.
But I ended up going back and taking off that door and everything, and I eventually had to pay someone to come pick it up because it's like, who the fuck am I install a door to? Maybe I could have tried harder.
You could have just left it up there and been like, no, it was always there. Just try to gaslight the...
I was considering that, but since I was never responsible for any fees according to that apartment in the first place, I would have put it on someone else's plate.
Exactly. No strings attached. You could have just gotten away with it.
It would have been a dick move to my friends.
Yeah. Still, that would have.
But I would have gotten away with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Legit. We found later through a TikTok, it was some Chicago eviction police TikTok thing, which is fucked up to have on a TikTok.
Yeah, but are they evicting from that apartment?
Yes.
Oh, is the wall still there?
No, I took the thing down.
Oh, that's right.
I fixed the wall and everything, and then it just ended some squatters ended up living there.
Damn. That sucks.
I think it's good that they had somewhere to go for as long as they had, but it sucks that I take down the fucking door and fix the wall and everything, and it wouldn't have mattered. Well, maybe the wall because they still lived in there for a couple of years, but the door, I could have just left it.
Yeah, you should have. That would have been so good. To try and gaslight. It would have been the property management company. They wouldn't have checked that hard. They would have just been like, yeah, whatever. Just list it as like if it was a 3-bedroom, just list it quietly as a 4-bedroom afterwards. And they'll be like, oh, well, did we always have a 4-bedroom? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if it would have fit the legal requirement for a bedroom because I may have gotten this wrong in the past. I'm not sure. But I remember reading at one time that for a room to be considered a bedroom, it needs to have a window to the outside and a closet. My current place, only one of the bedrooms has a closet.
I was going to say, that seems like a pretty loose definition that probably things a lot don't follow.
Yeah, maybe it's just like New York apartment code too. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
But, yeah, congrats. Here's an extra, boom, 4-bedroom. Congratulations.
That'd be sweet. I could do that here. I actually own this place. I could just put like a door right there to the hallway for fun. I don't know what that would do for me.
Separate the hallway.
Yeah, just in case there's a fire, it'd be extra trapped.
Yeah. A heat-sensitive door that locks.
Yeah, it locks as soon as it gets hot. Perfect. But it's right by the furnace filter too. Perfect.
You can install a door right on there, like in the middle of the vent, so you get air on both sides.
Just right in the middle of the vent. Oh God. Oh, another bright idea I had was sandwiches without all the middlemen. So I've been wanting to eat just more throughout the day. I've been having like an actually good appetite more than I have throughout the day, and I've been wanting to eat more and more. And sandwiches is the route that I decided to go because it's pick up, eat. You can just kind of take along with you. Easy to make, easy to eat. But it's just a lot of bread, especially if you're eating 2-3 sandwiches in a day. You're eating like 6 slices of bread potentially, and that is a lot. So cut out all the middlemen. Just buy a pound of lunch meat. Eat the slices of lunch meat. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Comes in its own Ziploc bag. I don't got to spend time making a sandwich, putting it in a separate bag. Just take the whole bag. Bing, bang.
The only thing is, like, your hands are going to be slimy.
Yeah, you got to wash your hands before and after. You're eating. So, like, I do that while I'm at work.
Yeah. See, I thought you were going to go a different route with this. First, I thought you were going to go with lettuce wraps, which... Yeah. Perfectly fine if you get like big enough lettuce to do it.
I was gonna say it's still work. You still got to put. I would say that's arguably the same amount of work as putting a sandwich together because you got to wrap up the lettuce, then make sure it stays together, and then try to put that in some sort of container that can like hold it. Yeah. If you just put it in a Ziploc, then you're just gonna end up with lettuce and lunch meat, like just not wrapped.
Well, here's the other route, and I've actually done this. Is you just make like a 1.5 foot long sandwich, and then you cut it up. And then you just have multiple sandwiches.
But that defeats the purpose. You're still eating all the bread. If you eat a 1.5 foot of bread, that is a lot.
It's like one loaf of bread. It's like one piece of bread, you know.
Yeah, it's not one piece of bread. It's
significantly
one loaf.
Lower count of bread.
I don't think so. If I get like a loaf, like, you know, of just regular pre-sliced bread, and then like I eat 6 of those slices, that's still like a quarter loaf of bread. If I eat an entire loaf of bread instead with this foot-long sandwich or whatever you're proposing, that'd be fucked. That'd be so much bread. My stomach can't handle that. I got a sensitive one. I don't know if I'm celiac exactly, but if I eat a lot of bread, then shit goes south. I'll say that.
Well, I hope you aren't because I'm not a big fan of gluten-free bread.
Yeah, no, I eat gluten-free pasta, but I don't really try to avoid gluten like super hard. I don't think I have like straight celiac. I think I just, like I said, sensitive stomach. Just a little bit intolerant to damn near everything.
Well, I don't know. Big sandwich was definitely the route for me because, see, you're talking about cutting out the middleman. You're talking about the bread and the effort involved, right?
Right.
And so lettuce wrap cuts out the bread, but not the effort involved.
Right.
And big sandwich cuts down on the effort, not completely, but it lowers it, but maintains the bread. So you kind of have to choose which path to go from here.
Yeah, I mean, I do have experience with the big sandwich route because when I was growing up, that was always like a play, especially on the weekends for my mom, because me and my 2 brothers would always just be able to eat a shitload of things. So she would just go to Walmart and they have like the 2 foot long subs of just like ham or turkey. She'd just get 2 of those, a 2 liter of Dr. Thunder, 2 liter of Mountain Lightning, and then That'd be the food for the weekend. We'd basically just be able to eat those in a day. But yeah, we just chop that up into a shitload of mini sandwiches.
Hell yeah. And you get like one of those platters or something.
We just eat a shitload of sandwiches. We wouldn't bother with the platters. Just go there and just cut off our chunk.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but like there's also, nowadays I've seen platters where it's like they have sandwich things that are like this long.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
them like laid down like this on a big platter for like,
yeah.
I don't know, like $17, $20.
Oh, they have those at Walmart, you're saying?
I don't know about Walmart, but I've seen it.
I know you can get those at Mr. Sub. That's usually a go-to catering.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Oh,
yeah.
they got such good bread.
I was once in love with a sandwich from Marianos, the Taylor Street sandwich. It was fantastic. They got this big-ass ingredients list, but I figured out over time that it's just sort of like the deli special, where it's like this stuff, it's not lasting super long, or it is the very end of a like thing of ham, and we want to put the big one out, so we're just going to cut this up and make a bunch of sandwiches with them.
Right.
You know, sometimes it'll include onion or whatever, Italian dressing. And they were on a really good streak. Maybe they like swapped like who was making it, but eventually it just wasn't working anymore. They had like sweet ham, like honey ham and salami on it, and I had to put my foot down and stop getting the Taylor Street sandwich.
I like honey ham, but mixed with salami, I don't know about that.
You kind of got to go one direction or the other. If you're gonna like do ham and salami, like you made like maybe a Black Forest ham or something that doesn't lean into sweetness.
Yeah, I've never had a sweetness mixed with the salami like that. Interesting.
Yeah, and the thing is, sweet and salty like already works. We know this because of the honey ham, but the spices in the salami, it just doesn't mesh. And so I fell out of love with the Taylor Street sandwich.
Goodbye, Taylor Street.
Every once in a while, I'm there and I look and I consider it. You know, and I go to the hot bar or something.
Marianos has really good. This is what you said it was from, right? Marianos?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marianos has a really great food bar.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But the only things that I really like getting from, like, it depends on the time of day, right? Just see some, like, shredded fish, and it's like they didn't put it out shredded. It's just people picking up with the tongs and stuff. Like, that's, like, the worst pieces left behind because they've been damaged. I always get the broccoli. And then there's, like, ribs and, like, chicken fingers and mac and cheese, and, like, those are the consistent ones. Typically, a rice thing would be pretty good, but it depends on what they got in it.
I remember I like their pasta salad. They do like a bow tie salad with
from the deli, not the hot bar.
Oh yeah,
but still good. I would get the sandwich and I would get the bow ties. You know.
Yeah, man, I haven't been to Mariano's in so long. There's not one like I don't think near here, and even so, it's like super expensive. I would shop there regularly.
And for me, it's not that bad. It's for different things because it's bigger than like the more local chain Cermak. But Cermak tends to have better produce. Wait, what did I say? It has more stuff, but it's more expensive than the
right.
Cermak. But Cermak has like better produce, but they have a smaller selection. Like I go to Mariano's, a big part of it was that sandwich that got me hooked. Better than the Cermak sandwiches, but now it's not. And I live closer to Cermak than I did before. And also, like, I can only really get cat food. Or kitten food in particular from Mariano's because they only sell full-grown cat food at Cermak.
Interesting. Speaking of food places that aren't actually food places, what do you feel on Ikea meatballs?
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. I don't think they're worth like going to.
Going to Ikea
just for it. Yeah, it's fun to walk around Ikea and just laugh at all the klinkens, klampens, and ukenklurpens and whatever they call things. But
the Boysen bar.
Yeah. They do have really good cookies there, though. I don't really know if you can get those brand of cookies anywhere else, but they have like little cookie sleeves that are pretty damn good. Enjoyed.
I think it's interesting, like, because we have IKEA and like Costco, that are the two big, like stores that also have food available, and that food is iconic.
Yeah. I feel like it's iconic though because like specifically because of their like marketing for it. Especially like Costco's hot dogs. Like, isn't there the thing like the guy literally said like, if you change that hot dog for $1.50, I'm gonna kill you.
I actually picked up a magnet that says that on the art walk the other day.
That's awesome. Oh, hell yeah.
But it has it as a picture of the like hot dog as it's listed on the wall at Costco.
Right.
But instead of the text for like the hot dog, you know, the price and all that stuff, it has that text replaced with like, if you change the price of the hot dog from $1.50, I will rip your throat out or something like that. I'll send you a picture of it later.
That's awesome.
Really
That's so great. I love that. Like, there's an executive that it's because it's not even like, I can't even imagine it's for like an altruistic type thing of like the people need to eat. It's literally just like a marketing thing of like it gets people in the door, and that's all that I care about. I don't care how much loss we take on a fucking hot dog. It's a hot dog.
Well, in general, Costco is considered to be a company that does treat its workers pretty well. They have really high wages for, you know, their position in the industry. They get like dental, eye insurance, healthcare.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Costco when their workers had like started to strike. Their like management just like agreed. And they were just like, yeah, sorry. And then they got back, and like I was like, wow, I didn't know they could just do that. Cool. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, we need to be better about this, and we will be. We'll try. And it was like, okay, that's a cool move. Good on you, Costco.
I wonder what Costco's position is on the Costco guys. They obviously keep letting him do it at least. So,
I guess I have no idea about this. I've heard them mentioned in passing. So I've seen. Obviously, the original video of the Rizzler, the 4-leaf clover. Who hasn't? But do they have now a whole social media following and career?
So, the Rizzler to the Costco guys is like Danny DeVito to Always Sunny, where he kind of shows up in the second season, and it's like he's always been there.
Oh,
so
okay.
They did the original Costco guys was just the father and the son doing like a couple videos in Costco where it's like, I love the double chocolate chunk cookie, like the chicken bake. You know, we're Costco guys. Yeah, we buy things in bulk. And that's what you do at Costco.
That's their whole shtick. Is it what for kids content? I suppose.
Yeah, I mean it's a guy hanging out with his kid. You know, what could be wrong with that? Make a fun thing for YouTube or TikTok or whatever. Like, yeah, we like going to the supermarket together. It's pretty clean.
I suppose, yeah, nothing to hate about it. It's really, if you want to be an advertiser for it, well, you know, easy pass.
Yeah, but I don't think they're getting paid by Costco.
I know, but maybe if they like got Raid Shadow Legends or whatever, you know, like advertisers might want to come to them easier once they get to that stage. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
And then the Rizzler somehow showed up at some point.
And he's just like a 10-year-old kid, right? It was
just,
just did some.
Well,
like,
he does the
tricks.
mewing face thing. That like. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, isn't that I thought that was called like a smolder when you do shit like that.
There could be different names. I think they call it mewing at least.
Yeah, goddamn
for
kids.
Like, I think that's the term that won out in the end because making that face hasn't been as prominent.
It was called like
until recently.
It was called duck lips back when we were kids, right?
It is the same exact thing, except that was women doing it.
Now guys can do it too, and they got a different name for it.
And now it's a good connotation instead of a bad one because good old internet sexism.
All right. Thanks for keeping me up to date on the trends. I'm worse off with this information.
Yep, sorry.
I can do nothing, will do nothing, and will try to forget this. One of this sucks.
Basically what I'm getting at is that there's an opening in the industry for Ikea guys.
Oh, yeah. We could be the Ikea guys if you want. That'd be sweet.
We'd be like, yeah, we love getting furniture.
We love buying meatballs. And what else they sell there at the food market? It's meatballs and something else. Shit, what else is the thing?
No, you said a cookie.
Yeah, they have the cookie. Cookies. They have something else in like the actual like food cafeteria that's like kind of famous for them. Damn it. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've been to Ikea.
Well, when we become the Ikea guys, we'll make sure we do our research. We're gonna have to get like a warehouse or something to keep all the furniture that we're gonna end up buying.
Dude, it's gonna be sweet though. They're gonna pay us in furniture. That means I don't gotta worry about shit.
Pay us in furniture, but we still got to buy the meatballs ourselves. It's like the opposite of a food stipend.
Oh yeah, it was chocolate cake. That was the other thing they have.
Mm.
I thought it was like some dessert. Not the biggest fan of that, so that's all you. You can have all my portions of that if they pay us in.
I don't know. Getting paid in cake sounds like a fast track to diabetes.
I mean, we only get paid in cake like the first time because that's all they're willing to part with, and then we do better, and then they pay us with better stuff. They pay us with a whole bedroom set.
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah. We start it small.
That's what I'm saying.
We keep the cake in a glass thing like a wedding cake. You keep the last slice forever.
Until we make it big. One day when we're CEOs of Ikea, then we can eat that slice.
Get food poisoning.
If we freeze it, it'll be fine, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You freeze like a piece of your wedding cake and you eat it like a year after or something?
Oh, I actually don't know that much about the tradition. I thought you like just kept it in like a glass container or whatever, because there's so much sugar in a cake. It doesn't. It's like having like you see the things with the McDonald's hamburgers, and it's like, we left this out for 2 months, and look, no mold, no nothing.
Yeah, but that cake would still like harden. The sugar would make
yes,
it would brick.
It would not be very edible.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't mold and like stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure the tradition is you're supposed to put the cake in the freezer so that like it basically gets kept and you can eat it. It's still not going to be most delicious thing, but
the tradition itself feels older than refrigeration.
Yeah, it seems like a weird thing. Why the fuck would you even want to do that? What is that? Like, the cake is... We still remember this day? Like, take a picture of it. What the fuck?
Maybe it came out with the freezer. What if that was like one of their selling points?
No way. We should look into that for the next episode. That would be wild if a big freezer tried to put that shit on here. Just like how... Who was it? Like K Jewelers and whoever else did the thing with the diamonds. Like, oh yeah, these are super rare. Got to spend at least 3 months' salary. Or whatever the shit is.
I love seeing those commercials that are just like, diamonds, buy them. We don't care where. We're like
right
3 guys and we own all of them. Go to any jeweler. It doesn't matter.
I like the idea of blood diamonds too, because it's like, hey, we found a way to circumvent this. And people were just like, no.
Someone needs to suffer. There needs to be trapped souls in my gems, otherwise it's worthless.
Do they feel good about it? Like feel like coming from bad places? They literally call it blood diamonds just to be like, oh yeah, this was actually mined with blood, sweat, and tears. And like, where are the diamond mines in America? Nowhere. Guess where else? Like, it's probably some not great labor those came from.
Yeah. I think it's just there's a negative connotation behind the lab grown thing, because it's like that sort of takes away from the rarity of it, because people want to own things that are hard to get, even though,
I'd say a lab-grown thing is hard to get, too. I mean, shit, people out there probably can't get, like, lab-grown diamonds. The people who are mining them, they probably can get regular diamonds a lot easier than they can get lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a diamond mine,
that's what I'm saying.
Speak diamond.
Grass is always greener on the other diamond side, you know what I'm saying? But,
I don't know, just, like, the people's, like, disdain for artificiality and stuff like that, or
I don't get it.
The idea of this could be potentially limitless, or at least the previous limit being completely broken, makes it too common, and so people don't value it as much.
That's a weird level of like, I get if you want jewelry to literally to look a certain way, to look good, but then like to want to know that about your kids, you would know that. Like, you could just say that it is. Like, who the fuck care? Like, you could. I'm
gonna get decked out completely in lab grown diamonds and be like, oh no, people died for these.
Literally, like, there was an NFL player, Chad Johnson, who was number 85 and changed his last name to Ochocinco. Actual real story. But he was famous for. Every time he would like pull up to training facilities, he would just stay there because they have showers. They would like feed them. They'd have meals complimentary for the players. He's like, why am I paying for a hotel room? That's a lot of money. And he would just buy fake jewelry because he's like, yeah, you take pictures of me, it'll shine the same way. Like, I don't care. This is fake. This is fake. Like all the stuff he's wearing. He's like, why would I spend money on that shit? It's just for a picture. Like I feel like that's should be the attitude of it, especially if it's just like gonna look exactly the way you want it to look. Why do you need to know?
Well, there is some things with fake gold. You know about the whole thing of like that gold chain turns your neck green?
Yeah, like some like chemicals that are used with it. It can like wear off with sweat. If you get like super cheap things.
It's not even like really like a chemical thing that they do to the metal. It's just the fact that metal, like, I think rust green or something like that. I think it's like pewter or like brass or something like that gets it. I mean, I know copper does that, but like you're not faking copper as gold, right?
Yeah.
You would paint it at that point,
right?
That introduces a different issue. But
yeah, there's probably like different levels to fake, because you can get like nickel jewelry that's like gold plated, and it's probably like a little bit higher end than pewter jewelry that's just kind of gold painted or something like that. That would be cheaper. So it still wouldn't be like, you know, a $10,000 necklace, but it'd be a couple $100 as opposed to a $20. So it'd probably be a little worth that spending. Maybe that was where Chad Ochocinco was. Who knows? He just said all his jewelry was fake.
I respect that. I respect him changing his name to Ochocinco.
He did it, but before he like legally did it, he tried to just put a new like tag on the back of his jersey, because like NFL has the last name on it, and his quarterback ripped it off before he got to the field. It's like, we're not doing that shit. So and then he went and legally changed his name, so they had to print him a new jersey with that name on the back.
You wouldn't let me do it my way, so now I'm gonna force you to do it my way.
That's Chad Ochocinco, baby.
That's a good name. I like that.
It's pretty great. I'm surprised he didn't get to be like the generational like remembrance, like Randy Moss or Calvin Johnson or anybody like that.
Well, was he a great football player?
Yeah, he was one of the greats of all time. Wide receiver. But like Randy Moss, I guess Randy Moss was like one of the first greats of all time, because there's like a verb named after him. Like if you jump up and grab a ball from right in front of somebody, you got mossed. Like forever and always. Like it's the people in the NFL like talk about that. There's like a talking head of like somebody in the league. Like if that happens, they got mossed. We're on the sidelines yelling, "Oh, you got mossed." Everybody, that's like a verb widely known. So like he's the greatest and will be remembered as the greatest. But like, I don't know. Not really a whole lot remembered about Chad Ochocinco besides that story about his name being wacky.
Kind of like like mossed. That makes me think of people being like Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. Same type of shit.
Become a verb. It's I don't really keep up with basketball, but like, did LeBron get anything like that ever? Or because I know he's more notable for all of his like brand deals and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he has like a verb or anything though. No, I think he's just got like, just like the accolades. Yeah, no, I can't. Nobody is like saying his name in that same kind of way. Nobody's really doing it exactly like Kobe, but they just make jokes about his hairline, and that came back. It's about the only thing you get like meme-wise about LeBron. And that whole what's the one about reports have said that LeBron James, and it just did like one of the like obscure things about a video game. Like LeBron James put points in charisma for Fallout New Vegas, and just a picture of him going like, "Oh."
I've seen those, yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I also sent you the picture of Shaq gummies.
Yeah,
the
Shaq's
super
got
big
gummies.
Which I didn't buy. Wasn't feeling it at the time, but I saw them.
Figure they're like Skittles gummies, but just Shaq.
Yeah. Still a fan of the Shaq soda.
Yeah, not a big cream soda guy unless it's mixed with Dr. Pepper. So I got Shaq soda. I think wasn't for me.
Did I ever tell you about my signature freeze that I would make at Taco Bell?
I don't think so, no.
They released coffee on the menu at the same time as the Dr. Pepper vanilla float flavored freeze. So I would take some of the coffee creamer, because it was like a sort of sweetened, like thicker stuff. I'd give a pump of that around the edge of the cup, and then I'd fill it with Dr. Pepper vanilla float freeze. Right? Add another aspect of cream to it. It was very sweet.
Interesting. Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like it'd be a lot of sugar, but...
Yeah, well, I was a teenager.
If you're going for something like that anyway, yeah, might as well. That's pretty sweet, though. Man, it's kind of cool, like, to think... I was going to say, it's kind of cool to work in fast food, but it's not, I imagine. It's just kind of cool to think of, like, having free reign, basically, of a fast food place. Like, you could have just gone and done anything to that soda machine.
Yeah, I made my chimichangas in the fryer, which you're not supposed to do.
Why not?
You don't use the fryer for like made-to-order things at all. You use it to make chips and cinnamon twists, and that's it.
Interesting.
Even then, like a place like McDonald's like uses the fryer to make fries, and they got a big thing of fries under the heat lamp, and then they serve up fries. And that's very different from a place that sells, say, wings, right? Which is like, this is made to order. You know, we drop the wings and pull them out. Mozzarella sticks, drop them, pull them out.
Soda machines, though. I actually have a note about them, which is why I wanted to bring them up. Because I've wanted a soda machine for quite a long time. And it seems like it'd be a simple idea, right? You have a keg of tonic water and your bag of syrup. Because you can see, like, I've seen when they test the things, they press it and it has, like, 2 different nozzles. One of syrup and one of the thing, and it mixes it live right there. So it seems like it'd be pretty easy to just buy one of those. Probably cost a lot of money. But you buy one of those, you buy a bag of syrup, you buy a keg of tonic water, just pluck, good to go. And then probably a bunch of different syrup bags, whatever. Why is it not that easy? I have been trying to look up where to buy one of these things. I can find them on like restaurant supply things for a couple $1,000s. Ridiculous, but whatever. There's no like in the instruction manuals of how to set them up. There's no like, here's how to hook up the keg and here's how to hook up the syrup. None of that.
If you had one, it'd be really straightforward.
I figure, but I don't want to just buy one of those and then be like, all right, yeah, I got this. You know, like I want to be able to know what I'm doing. That's a pretty big investment.
Well, the way that it would work when I was in fast food was, you got the machine all the way up in the front of the restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. You got another one like on the other side of the wall from it right there for the drive-through. At least that's how ours was set up. It was pretty
right.
nice.
Probably just to have like everything be in one location for like service and whatnot.
You walk all the way to the back of the kitchen, which has 2 lines for preparing food. Turn to the right, and you're like, go to the storage section, and there's this rack of a bunch of soda syrups, and all these like tubes coming down that are like run from there to the machines.
Right.
And you just, each one of the boxes has a little cutout sort of thing with a circle right there, and it says press your thumb firmly on the circle to open. Never works. So if you work in fast food, you learn that you just gotta fucking socket to open it up, because it's like 2 layers of like double corrugated cardboard or some shit.
Damn, that's some construction worker thumbs used to put in there.
Yeah, like right.
Country boy
like
thumbs.
Who's strong enough to do that with just their thumb? I think I pulled it off once, but I was using a lot more than just like the bend of my thumb. I was putting my weight into it. But you just punch it real quick, get it open. You pull out, each one of the bags has a little like opening, like
a spigot almost.
Yeah, it's just like a thing that you would like screw a spigot to.
Okay.
Like an opening, a
valve?
screw thing, and you would take the tube, and that has a thing that screws onto that, and screw them together, and then it sucks it up, sends it to the machine. We had multiples of the cola running at the same time. You take your most popular sodas and you give it multiple lines. In multiple bags, so you have to change that particular one, so you can change that particular one on the same frequency roughly as all the rest of them.
Makes sense.
I've tried just the syrup straight. Whatever. It's very sweet, not the best. Have you ever considered buying a Soda Stream?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that's way too proprietary. To get the Soda Stream, you have to buy the Soda Stream CO2 bottles, the Soda Stream bottles that it goes into, and the Soda Stream flavorings. You can make kind of your own flavorings and get them in there. I've seen tutorials for, but it just seems like A, too proprietary, and B, way too small a scale. Because I want to make, you're a Fallout fan, I want to make the Fallout sodas. I have the bottles, I have the ability to clamp bottle caps on, and I got a shitload of bottle caps. Enough to where I can spare some and still be ready for the apocalypse.
Well, I do think that using the whole restaurant setup thing wouldn't be the best if you're trying to make cases of this stuff, right?
Not whole cases, just like a 6-pack of each. But I get like a 6 thing of a 3-pack of whatever, or a 6 whatever. What is that? What would that be called? Like 6 station sodas, like 6 different sodas. I don't know what that
variety
terminology
pack?
would be. 6 rack?
A variety pack?
No, I'm talking about like the soda machine itself. That's a dispenser, like a 6-way dispenser that has like Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. Like, I don't know, what would that be, like just a 6 soda dispenser? Or a 6, I don't know what the term would be. I've been trying to look more into this. I've been reading fucking manuals. A 6 hose fucking thing, maybe.
I do like the ones for the bars though, because they got that like thick hose, and there's like all these little itty bitty ones come through. It's like it's very vascular,
It's pretty sweet. That'd be sweet, but I bet that'd be really hard to set up.
Nah. We can figure it out if you got it.
Well, one of these days I'm going to invest in it, and that'll be a fixture. We'll have our own sodas. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, you got the window from your kitchen to the dining room.
Yeah, I can make it like a soda bar.
Yeah. That's just going to take up so much space.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
it's going to be loud,
you put
too.
all the soda things in the laundry room, and you run tubing through the ceiling.
It's got like an air compressor built to the back of it, too, because it's got to like be running constantly, a motor. It's going to be loud as shit. And fucking hot. Those things always get hot. Oh, boy. There's a lot to consider with this. Maybe we'll keep it outside. I can keep it in there. I got a little storage unit on the balcony. Bing, bang, boom. Perfect. Where am I going to run the tubes at? I'll have the whole concoction out there. I'll just have kegs and bags and everything out there. That'll be the soda room.
But the soda things don't use kegs. Like if you have beer on tap, that's a keg. But if it's soda, it is a plastic bag.
Of tonic water?
The tonic water. But that's going to be one keg, and then maybe like backups.
Oh, yeah,
It won't be hooked up.
That's what I was saying. You have the bags of the soda syrup, but then eventually you also need like I assume it would be a keg of tonic water. I don't know what tonic water comes in.
It could also just be a pressurized gas thing that infuses it with just regular water.
Can you do that? That would suck.
SodaStream does it.
That would kind of suck. I really need tonic water because tonic water has specifically, I think, the thing that like makes the bubbles glow under UV light.
Quinine.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, I don't think we make sodas out of tonic water. That's a different button on the thing.
But you can.
You can, but it tastes like quinine.
Well, if that's
you won't get malaria.
You won't get. Wait, is that what it is? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's not like an anti-malarial drug. It's just something that like helps you resist it or something.
Perfect.
That's
so it's soda that gives you plus HP. That's perfect. It's gonna be video game soda.
Yeah, well, it's more like it gives you a increased resistance stat or immunity stat.
Poison resistance, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Well, that's about the time we got for this episode of Cold Hard Trash. Thank you for listening in. Share it on around with everybody that you know would love podcasts, would love soda streaming. And if anybody knows anybody who has a 6-way, 6-gun soda man, hit me up because I want one of those. I'll take good care of it. I'll give it a good home.
Send us their address. Don't let them know we're coming.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one too. We can just sneak in and take it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Bye-bye.